Hey guys, how's it going today? Ninja Gaming here, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Ed.
Today we are reviewing Injustice.
The newest game by NetherRealm Studios.
So with that being said, let's jump right into the story here with Ed.
Well, in the story for Injustice, first of all, there are two separate alternate timelines. One where actually heroes do what we all know and love for all us comics fans out there, that they go and they actually, take down the villain, but they don't kill it. They don't kill him. They just send him to jail or some sort of alternate universe or something like that, or just something to just keep him alive, but not here. Anyways, but then there's also the other timeline where actually superheroes do kill supervillains or try to capture them and try to remake them in their way that they want them to be. Now, of course, the game starts off where we play as the heroes that we all know and love, that most of us comic fans or people that know superheroes, go ahead and play those, and you see this different timeline through a series of events. These heroes actually get sent into the timeline where the heroes actually kill supervillains. So, of course, in this story, you see a whole bunch of different characters that you do know and love. There is 24 characters altogether that you do know, but they are kind of changed because they're in a completely different timeline, and I don't want to give it away. There's a lot of good different fights and cool different things that the heroes have changed, and it's just a really cool and messed up way of thinking about it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can really say about the story, so I'm going to take it to Kyle with the gameplay. Kyle?
The gameplay of Injustice is not anything we have not already seen before. Classic one-on-one 2D fighting in an arena. So now on to a few things that make this game stand out a bit from other fighters. Let's start off with saying it's not the graphics, because the graphics are not the best. They are alright for the game, just nothing to really brag about, like early 360 graphics, I would say. The things that do make it stand out though is the environmental interaction you can have during a fight. Now, this is seen in other games before, so it's not anything new. It's just a feature that really enhances the gameplay. There is a good selection of characters, 24 in total. However, all the characters are unlocked at the start of the game, so there's not really any reason to try and unlock more. One thing to add that does make this game stand out though is the interaction with smartphones in the game. So you earn points, mobile points, that you can use on your phone in an app. And that app is free on the Android market and on the iPhone market. And pretty much what it is it's a card game, 3-on-3 versus other players out there. And you collect the cards, you build a team, and you go and do turn-based fighting. So I mean, that's something that's different that hasn't been really implemented in a fighting game. So that's something new that they bring to the table. But other than that, there's pretty much nothing new that they're bringing to the table. All of it's been seen before. So now onto some of the pros and cons of this game.
Alright, thanks Kyle with the gameplay. Now moving on to the pros and cons. Kyle, what were some of the cons to this game?
So some of the cons, starting right off, was, like I said earlier in the gameplay, definitely the graphics, not anything to brag about. Yeah. They were alright. They were like mid-range, so like PS2 between PS2 and 360 graphics.
Yeah, it was like the beginning of 360. Let's just say that. Honestly, what was the one thing you said is that Kazam, what is he called? There's one character where he runs out.
Let's just restart that.
What was he called?
I don't know. I don't fucking know these guys.
His name was Kazam, and it was.
Just ignore him. Just
okay.
Say.
I was just gonna add to that, but then I just realized I didn't know the name of him.
Just say one of the characters' intros. It looks really bad.
Yeah. Okay. I got it now. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Kyle, for the gameplay.
Yep.
Now on to the pros and cons. So, Kyle, what are some of the cons?
Starting right out with some of the cons to this game, like I said in the gameplay earlier, the graphics. They're not really anything to brag about. They look more like early 360 graphics, like late PS2 graphics.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far as PS2, but mid-range between that. So like really early 360 graphics when it first came out.
Yeah. Like there was one character that his intro just seemed like it was a kid's drawing.
Right.
Like it wasn't.
Right.
What we expected.
Right. It wasn't really good at all. However, some of the backdrops looked a little more detailed than the actual fight.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
I mean, it was a really imbalance between the graphics on that.
Yeah.
And then, another con of the game was the gameplay. The way the game played didn't really seem like it had a lot of oomph. Like, it didn't have, like, a high power to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a super fight. There should be explosions all over and stuff blowing up.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. There is some parts and everything like that are part of the game, as you can see. But there's still some things that you felt like there should be more energy going on, because you see these two giants going against each other. You expect some stuff happening.
And that brings into that also ties into something, Ed, you want to talk about?
Yeah, the pretty much the whole battle system. There's some things, not in the battle system, I should say, but like
the fights,
things that actually, like, they set up the fight in the single player. They set up a fight, and then after the fight, they do something, and you're like, wait, why didn't I just do that before this whole thing?
Like it sort of seemed like the fight was kind of pointless, or even before that, like I know one of the scenes was the Batman took the Joker, had his arm behind his back, and could have just pushed him to the ground and stepped on him, or something along those lines. Could have just put handcuffs on him or something. But no, instead he let him go and pushed him forward and said, "Let's handle this. Let's settle this."
But knowing Batman, he always wants to get into a fight. So he's like, "No, let's go in a fight. That's too easy."
So it's like some of the cutscenes, it just seems like there shouldn't have been a fight there, but it's a fighting game, so that's what they were trying to lead to.
And of course, the one final con we saw, of course, there is some glitches. I mean, especially with the capes in this game. I mean, we've had some times where you would see Batman just staying there, and his cape is just like flying above him, and
Right.
And then it goes back down. I mean, nothing huge, but still some glitches to mention.
Something that might be able to be fixed in, like a later future update or something.
Yeah, exactly. Any other cons?
There's not really any other cons besides the fact that this game really doesn't, like I said earlier, doesn't really bring much new to the table. It's like a standard fighting game. The only really new thing that they've implemented was the ability to link up with a smartphone.
Yeah.
And there's actually an app for this game.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a little bit different. It's not an action 2D fighting game. It's a card game, a trading card game, which, you battle other card players and whatnot. And it's 3 versus 3, and you got to collect the cards of the superheroes and whatnot.
Yeah, and doesn't it have certain moves and everything that you can unlock and everything else like that.
And you earn points in the game that can help you out on the actual iPhone game or Android game, for instance.
So yeah, that's one of the that's the pretty much the beginning of our pros. Is that like this is really cool to see that now there's actually like a phone app. And
which
people could go out and be like, oh, cool, I got this many points, and do that, and, use it on the consoles, and then consoles on the phone and all that stuff.
Right. So it's sort of in sync with your mobile device. So that's something cool that they implemented that really hasn't really been seen before. I mean, it's been implemented in other games, but not specifically a fighting game.
Yeah, exactly. Another good thing about this is the story mode. Now, we actually really like the story mode with the whole alternate timelines and everything else like that, and it was really cool to play. Really cool that you got to play with all these different heroes and everything, and not just keep with one hero the whole entire time. Some of the other things was also like the level designs. You have to say it was stunning to look at, amazing to see and everything, and all the destruction that you could throw your enemies at people.
Yeah, that's definitely another pro. Is something they added to the gameplay was the environmental interaction.
Yeah,
you can throw a car on someone, or for instance, the little robot.
You could throw like a little robot at people. You could throw robots at people. You could throw cars. You can throw barrels. You could pretty much, if it's there, you can use it.
Right, and that was pretty cool to implement. However, it has been seen before. So.
Yeah, exactly. There has been stuff like that has been seen in fighter games before. Is there any other pros, Kyle?
No, not really. So, I mean, those are our pros and our cons. The cons sort of outweigh the pros. I mean, it's sort of a balance between
in a way,
the two.
Yeah, it is definitely a balance. So what do you think overall you would rate this game, Kyle?
I would rate this game a 7, a solid 7. Purely because of the fact that the graphics weren't the best not all games are about graphics. However, this game, the graphics could have been a lot better because it's such a simple fighting game.
Exactly.
And it's been done before. We've seen it done before. A lot of the stuff wasn't new that they brought to the table. They didn't really add anything besides like the smartphone
app,
which was actually what upgraded it to a 7 for me from a 6.5.
Yeah.
Definitely rent the game before buying it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's really a fun game. But honestly, yeah, I actually agree with you on that. I also give it a 7 because it's a fun game. It's a fun game overall and everything. Don't get me wrong, but graphics could have been worked on a little bit, and
Right. There's a few things in there that could have been a lot better.
Yeah, it really could, especially from NetherRealm. I mean, they came out with the great that new Mortal Kombat game and everything, and they bring this out, and so we kind of expected more.
Right. Yeah, it was definitely hyped up a lot for what it came out to be. So that's 7 for you, 7 for me, 7 for both of us.
All right.
That's pretty much it for the show today.
As always, guys, subscribe. If you guys are subscribed to us, we love you. Thank you so much for all that. Comment any games down below or anything, or any list for that fact.
Right.
And also share and like this.
Yep. Share it with your gamer community. Help us get out there. Make them see the reviews that are about the game, not just paid off reviews.
Exactly.
So, anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day.
See you later, guys.